Hello and welcome to our Saturdays with Tara Hangout on Air. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club, and we're on the web at the loaclub.com. This hangout is the summary of our theme for the week, and will be followed by continued discussion and live Q&A on our member conference line. After that, our Change Your World participants will stick around for their check-ins. Today's topic is dwelling from, not dwelling upon, really the fastest way to change absolutely everything. You can get invites to our open calls, which we offer periodically, by going to theloaclub.com. So now we welcome Robin, who will be bringing through Tara.
Let's recap a little of what we introduced last week. That you can think of the choices you make as being at 4 levels. Your subconscious makes almost all your decisions at what we could call level 0. Of course, the conscious you is the decider of everything new. And we can think of conscious decisions being made in 3 categories. Level 1 choices are made within the context you have created. In other words, they do not challenge your subconscious tapestry of expectations. And there's no misalignment when you make them. They result in only minor changes in the version of reality you experience. Level 2 choices intervene in the status quo. They challenge the established subconscious pattern of reality, and focus and practice is needed to restore alignment and allow fulfillment of that choice. They step you into a significantly different version of reality. Focus and practice is needed to allow fulfillment of that choice. Then there's level 3 choices, which can step you out of the game. They differ from those at level 2 because they challenge your established expectations at the superconscious level. These choices can dramatically change you and your context, including the very existence of levels 0 through 2, which we just talked about. Now, as we always caution you, do not get too rigid in how you think about these categories, because at your essence, there are no borders or boundaries or boxes. And therefore, you could think of these as being 300 or 400 categories. But we'll stick with 3 conscious levels for now, because the concept is what's important. Let's begin today by asking you a question. And as we do, get into observer mode. In other words, you're participating in this and you're going to be thinking about the words that I'm saying, but at the same time, watch yourself. Watch the way your thoughts go. Watch where your mind goes as you think of a response. Here we go. It's a simple question. What do you want? Since we asked this question without any context, your mind could go in a number of directions. Just notice what those directions are. Notice how much you tended to confine your thinking within the boundaries of what you know that's possible. Notice also that it depends on what you assume the context to be. If you've just sat down at a restaurant, it's likely you would interpret this question of what do you want as a level 1 question. which does not challenge your status quo. In other words, the question you interpret as, what do you want for dinner to eat? Consciously and subconsciously, you know you can make a choice. In fact, consciously and subconsciously, you know you have to make a choice. Since today, as we're asking this question within the context of the Law of Attraction Club, it's likely you would assume the question to be more of a level 2 or even perhaps a level 3 question. So now let's ask it again and be a little more directive. What do you want for your life? And what is it that gives meaning to your existence? These are fundamental questions that underlie everything about you. And as we get into discussion about how you can change your world, as we begin to understand the mechanism of change, we submit that it really helps if you have some ideas about what those level 2 and level 3 answers are for you. So let's think about change. There's been a lot of interest in one of Mike Dooley's universe quotes from this week. It's a powerful assertion, and this week we're going to explore it a little more. And it goes as follows. Be there. Go there now and never leave. Imagine that your dreams have already come true. Live your life from that mindset. Predicate your behavior on that reality, not the illusions that now surround you. Filter every thought, question, and answer from there. Let your focus shift and be born again, because dwelling from, not upon, the space you want to inherit is the fastest way to change absolutely everything. So let's look at those words in a little more detail here. Be there. It's all about your mind and thought, because at your essence, that's what you be and do. You're a thinking creature. And you think everything into existence. Everything in your experience is thought-based. And so thinking is the crucial tool that you have that designs the stage on which you are having your experiences. And the words here, be there. In other words, be in that place, be in that version of the world, be that engaged character doing what you want to do, having what you want to have. Be there. Be there in present tense. And of course, in this community, we have a process that says you can start by saying, what would it be like if I was there? And then you can move to what will it be like when I am there? And ultimately, you get to the place in all of that progression, of course, to these simple words, be there, be there. And be there not in the sense that you are watching yourself in a movie. Here's a little exercise you can try. Imagine that one of your stated ambitions is to be speaking at a large event with a highly enthusiastic audience. Just imagine what that would be like. Now, when you imagine that, do you see yourself on the stage with the lights on you and the audience perhaps in the background? Because by being there, we want you to shift that focus a little. We want you now to shift to what your eyes will see. It's like you're wearing a GoPro camera, and the movie is not of you on a set playing a role. The movie is you with the camera photographing this reality. And so here you are on a stage. What do you see? Not yourself on the stage. You see the enthusiastic audience, and you see them enjoying what you are saying. You see them laughing with you. Can you get a sense of what being there is in this environment? This is you in the experience of it and practicing the experience of it. Go there now and never leave. And of course, within the limitations of this conscious shape that you have, this is an impossibility because you can't play in this game of life on earth with its so-called reality wrapping around you. At the same time, be there, go there now and be there and never leave, because your conscious mind gets engaged with the game that you're in its current form and with its current manifestations, and you get engaged and you forget about this future of yours and you forget about who you are and you get into the game. But go there now and never leave is an aspiration, and you can reach that place because it's all to do with those words we've used many times. It's an ongoing, ever-present awareness of who you are and what you are. An ongoing, ever-present awareness that can only be maintained at the subconscious level. You can fleetingly do it at the conscious level. But as you set the intent to have this be what you do, so that passes to your subconscious, it picks up the challenge. It says, got it. We can do this. We can go there now and never leave. Imagine that your dreams have already come true. Live your life from that mindset. Sort of a combination, these words, of those first 2 points. Be there in that place, in that experience, in that version of reality, if you will. And going there and never leaving means you are living your life from that mindset because you have that ongoing, ever-present awareness. Predicate your behavior on that reality, not the illusions that now surround you. You get the import of those words. They're suggesting that reality is this thing you're thinking about, and that what surrounds you and seems to be reality is an illusion, and that is exactly what it is. Predicate your behavior on that reality, not the illusions that surround you. Filter every thought, question, and answer from there. Let your focus shift and be born again. Because dwelling from, not upon, the space you want to inherit. And before we get to the last part of these words, dwelling from, not upon. In other words, do not watch the movie, this imagined you, this imagined version of you, creating an imagined version of everything. Do not focus on the movie and watch the movie, but be in the movie. It's like, as we said above, put your GoPro camera on. See the world as it will be through your eyes when you are in that beingness, in that space. Because dwelling from, not upon, the space you want to inherit is the fastest way to change absolutely everything. Is it the fastest way, really, to change absolutely everything? In a sense, you could say it's the only way to change everything. It's the only way to make these level 2 and level 3 changes. Because it is that mental image that you have, and you can develop that mental image and develop that mental image and develop that mental image. That's the fastest way to change absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. And why are those words significant? Because There is nothing you cannot be, do, or have, nothing you cannot change. And so here we are in this place of going through these words and understanding what they mean. So let's come now back to where we started with choices. At level 0, you make hundreds of choices every minute. Your subconscious talks you, walks you, drives your car. It does everything you've instructed it to do. And what a perfect setup. Because you can leave all of the routine things to it. You don't have to worry about those routine things. All you have to worry about is new choices. And new choices are made, as we've said, you can think of them as having been made at 3 levels or 3,000 levels. But let's stick with the concepts here, because the concept is important. At this lowest level, choices are made within the context you've created. What do you want for dinner? Choose. Level 2 choices intervene in the status quo. You could choose that money does grow on trees. Not literally, perhaps, but that also is possible. Level 3 choices challenge everything, challenge your expectations at the superconscious level, which even defines these levels we're talking about. And so, of course, that's the super level. So now, what choices are you making, and how important are they? And of course, as you get up in levels, the magnitude of the choice and the effect it has upon you gets greater and greater. But the mechanism is the same. The mechanism is the same for all. You imagine what you want and you get into the being place of it. And if there is no misalignment within the levels of you, then every time you think of something in that frame of mind, in that beingness, and there is no misalignment, manifestation occurs, and that changes your experience. What choices are you making, and how important are they? So let's finish with a repeat of that quote. Be there. Go there now and never leave. Imagine that your dreams have already come true. Live your life from that mindset. Predicate your behavior on that reality, not the illusions that now surround you. Filter every thought, question, and answer from there. Let your focus shift and be born again, because dwelling from, not upon, the space you want to inherit is the fastest way to change absolutely everything. To which we say, Amen. Don't just watch the movie, be in it.
You can get invites to our open calls, which we offer periodically, by going to theloaclub.com. This hangout was the summary of our theme for the week. We do 3 live calls a week with Q&A on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You can become a member by going to theloaclub.com/join. So now this hangout will be followed by our continued discussion and live Q&A on our member conference line. And then, as we said, our Change Your World participants will have their check-ins. And by the way, if you'd like to see what our Change Your World program is all about, you can go to the loaclub.com/changeyourworld. So back over to Robin and Tara.